In all stages of constructing my final products, I use different media technologies, each one used for specific tasks. When doing research for my film, I used the internet, a tool that was not only useful for my initial research but was also handy throughout the creation of my production and ancillary tasks. The internet helped me find West Suffolk CBC, a local counselling service where I ended up filming my production. Another use of the internet is how it allowed me to record all the steps, decisions and progress I made in relation to my film. This was through a website called WordPress, a blog that provided me with the means of organising my work into categories such as research, pre-production planning, audience research and production. The blog was ideal and easy to refer back to while being visually interesting and clear through the use of links, YouTube clips, like the ones shown as examples of short films, and images. I filmed using a Canon DS1, a camera that was really high quality and an upgrade from last year's. The camera was easy to use and I also used it for taking photos for the flashes. It was perfect for both jobs and allowed me to focus and zoom when necessary without being blurry. Similarly to AS, I used iMovie to create my animatic, but I also used it to create the flashes for each patient. After I turned the photos into sepia, I uploaded them to iMovie, where I added the speed and transition before exporting the sequence onto GarageBand, where I added the sound of a camera shutter. Last year I only used GarageBand to record my voiceover, but this year it was also used to record my score, which was a piano piece. GarageBand was really useful for simply recording, but when it came down to editing the recorded score and voiceover, Final Cut was far more efficient. Again, like AS, I used Final Cut to edit all my footage, add in sound and the titles that have been created on LiveType. After refreshing my memory of using these 4 media technologies, it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be, and this allowed me to use them far more skillfully and effectively than I had in previous years, something that is clear when comparing my AS to my A2 composition. My struggles with media technologies arose when creating my poster and review, as I had never used Photoshop or InDesign before this. After receiving some basic Photoshop help from a friend, I slowly began to get the hang of it, but only after a lot of original difficulties. After a grueling process, I managed to create my poster and ended up with quite liking Photoshop as it allowed me to be precise with details. Help was also needed when creating my review on InDesign, but after getting to grips with the program, I managed to produce a review that is accurate and resembles the real deal, for example, The Beast of the Southern Wild from Empire magazine. Each of the media technologies I used throughout the process of my production and ancillary tasks were more than sufficient in letting me create precise pieces and develop my skills from last year, as well as challenging my ability of learning to use new ones.